है मोक्ष सोई तुझ शरण में जो आवे, तुझ शरण में जो आवे। ईश्वर तेरी बड़ाई मुझसे कही न जावे। ओ लीला अनंत भारी आए प्रभु काऊ न पार पावे। सब में सबे से न्यारा नित वेद वाक्य गावे। सब में सबे से न्यारा नित वेद वाक्य गावे। ब्रह्मानंद बारंबार दिल से नहीं भुलावो। ब्रह्मानंद बारंबार दिल से नहीं भुलावो, दिल से नहीं भुलावो। ओ ईश्वर तेरी बड़ाई मुझसे कही न जावे। ओ लीला अनंत भारी प्रभु काऊ न पार पावे। ईश्वर तेरी बड़ाई मुझसे कही न जावे। Wanna sing one? Sanjay sing one away. One away.
राम राम सीता राम, रामचंद्र पाहि मां। राम कृष्ण गोविंद हरि पाहि मां। राम कृष्ण गोविंद पाहि मां। हर हर गंगाधारी नीलकंठ पाहि मां। हर हर गंगाधारी नीलकंठ पाहि मां। राम कृष्ण गोविंद हरि पाहि मां। राम कृष्ण गोविंद हरि पाहि मां। राम राम सीता राम रामचंद्र पाहि मां। राम कृष्ण गोविंद हरि पाहि मां। राम कृष्ण गोविंद हरि पाहि मां। राम कृष्ण गोविंद हरि पाहि मां।
जय गणपति जय गणनायक जय गणेश जय गणेश। जय गणपति जय गणनायक जय गणेश जय गणेश। जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक। तेरी छवि अति सुंदर सुखदायक। तेरी छवि अति सुंदर सुखदायक। जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक। तू चार पुजादारी मस्तक सिंदूरी रूप निराला। हे मूषक वाहन तेजो तू ही जग का रखवाला। तेरी मूरत मूरत मन में तेरी छवि अति सुंदर सुखदायक। जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक। तेरी छवि अति सुंदर सुखदायक। जय गणपति वंदन गणनायक।
प्रेम से बोलिए श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। सकल पंच की जय। जय सीताराम। Dear devotees, once again on behalf of the Mandir, a most cordial and special welcome to you and those yet to come. We are blessed once more to be in this holy shrine and to join the holy environment of Satsangh, Puja, Kirtan and Bhagavan's Katha. All again by the grace and mercy of Bhagavan Shankar himself. Again, a most cordial special welcome to all those who join with us on our Facebook page and on YouTube, streaming live from the Sanagar Hindu Youth Group, from the Sanagar Hindu Temple, branch number 67 of the SDMS of Ojo Road in Sangre Grande, Trinidad, West Indies. A most cordial and special welcome. As we join in satsang once more, we have had beautiful, we have had puja, we have had beautiful kirtan, bhajans. We join in Bhagavan's katha. As we take a dip once more to the cup of the airs and this fathomless lake of nectar, the Sri Garuda Purana. So let us sit upright as we clasp our hands, close our eyes and bow our heads once more, and rever the lotus-like feet and form of Bhagavan Vishnu. Visualize the Lord again possessing that dark hue complexion, a beautiful crown upon thy head, with 4 arms, Sankha Chakra Gada Pachpan Mala Vibhushitam. Bhagavan devotees has the Sankha in one hand, the Chakra in another, the Gada in one, and the lotus flower in the other. And a beautiful mala made of the wild sylvan flowers garland the Lord Vaijantiki Mala. We can visualize the Lord as in Satnarayan Bratkatha, as relaxing on the eternal serpent Shesha, with Maha Lakshmi massaging his feet and all the divinities surrounded the Lord. And as they offer themselves in devotion to the medium of prayer, they praise Bhagavan. So too, Prabhu, on those lotus-like feet of yours, we mentally bow as we rever you, begging of you to bless us once more with thy divine grace, guidance, mercy, divine protection, divine inspiration. But again, Prabhu, we crave the greatest of boons that any human can be blessed with, the gift of unswerving, unfaltering, uninterrupted, unflinching, loyal devotion of bhakti to thee. We know in your various manifestations, as Shri Ram, Bhaman, Bhagavan and others, what those feet of yours can do. Please, as we mentally bow upon them, shower thy grace. We join in reverence to the various divinities, beginning with Sri Ganesh. Hari Om. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Sri Saraswati Namaha, Shri Guru Charana Kamalibhyo Namo Namaha. Om Ya Brahma Vedanta Vido Varante, Param Pradhanam Purushanta Thanye, Vishwar Gate Karanam Ishwaram Va, Tasmai Namo Vigna Vinashanaya. Veenadhare Vipulamangaladana-shile Bhaktarati-nashini Viranchi-harishavande Kirti-prade Akhila-manoratade Maharaye Vidya-pradayini Saraswati-naumine Nityam. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri
Gurve Namah.
Mukhaṁ karoti vachalam Pangulam hiti girim Yat kripatamaham vande Paramananda Madhavam. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Nilambuja Shamalako Malangam Sita Samarpita Vama Bhagam Pano Mahashaya Kacharu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvan Sanatam. Ram Rameti Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranam Tatulyam Shri Rama Nama Varanane. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Patiye Namaha. He Rama Purushottama Narahari Narayan Keshava Govinda Garurarvacha Gunanide Damodara Madhava. He Krishna Kamalapati Yadupati Sitapati Shiripate Vaikuntadipate Characharapate Lakshmipate Payimam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate वासुदेवाय ओम वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानंदं कृष्ण वंदे जगद्गुरु नमा विज्ञान रूपाय परमानंद रूपिणे कृष्णाय गोपीनाथाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः कृष्णाय वसुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंद गोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय
नमो नमः
नमो ब्राह्मण्य देवाय गौ ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगदिथाय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय नमो नमः यं ब्रह्मा वरुण इंद्र मरुत स्तुनवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवै वेदै सांपर्क्रमोपनिषदै कारयन्ति अंसामघा ध्यानावस्थिता तर्गते न मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यश्यन्तं नाविदु सुरासुरगन्धेवाय तस्मै नमः ओम नागेन्द्रहराय त्रिलोचनाय भस्मांगरगाय महेश्वराय नित्याय शुद्ध्याय दिगंबराय तस्मै नकराय नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम जयंती मंगला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वः स्वधा नमोऽस्तुते नमस्तुते व्यास विशाल बुद्धे पुलारवेन्द्र यतपत्र नेत्र येन त्वया भारत तल्य पूर्ण प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानं प्रदीपः श्री गुरु चरण सरोज निज मन मुकुर सुधा वरण रघुवर ओ जो दायक फल ओम बुद्धहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हर भूकलेश विकार सियापति रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम नाथ मम संकट हरो हरि प्रेम से बोलिए विष्णु भगवान की जय We refer once more the lotus-like feet of Goddess Saraswati as we crave her boons once more. Bless us, Suma. May we always possess that sharp and broad intellect, good memory, eloquence in our speech, melody in our voice, creativity in our hands, mastery of our musical instruments, and all in the field of fine arts and creativity. Daya Raksha Chama Karo. Jai 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 Shri Saraswati Mata. Jai 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 Shri
Saraswati Mata.
Oh Jai 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 Sri Rama Shri Ganesha ko प्रीति चला तीजे मैं विनवती न देवा को जो यह सृष्टि चला ओ जय जय जय
श्री सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका माँ जय 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 श्री
सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री
सरस्वती माता
चौथे मैं विनवा पंच सभी को ध्यान तुझे उलधाम श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी भव सागर पार करा श्री गरुड़ पुराण अनुपम करनी भव सागर पार करा जय 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 श्री
सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री रमा राधिका माँ
जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता
ओ जय जय जय
श्री सरस्वती माता
ओ जय 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 श्री सरस्वती माता प्रेम से बोलिए सरस्वती माता की जय Praise again to this pathway of life we follow Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan means eternal. Dharma is a pathway of life that is meant for elevation both spiritually and materially, and allows an individual to achieve the four goals which we are supposed to work towards achieving in this body. Dharma, earth, Kam, and moksha, to grow spiritually, to have the comforts in this world, fulfillment of desires, dreams, and ambitions, and aspirations, and so on. And when the time comes to leave this mortal coil, moksha, oneness with the Lord, can be achieved. Be reminded, we did not borrow this way of life from anyone, but it has been handed down. When Brahma created this world, Sanatan Dharma started. So devotees, living for the sake of your dharma will protect you. Bear in mind, we can trace back our ancestry going right back to Lord Brahma. We saw that in Bhagavad Purana. That's why it tells us that the blood that flows in us comes from the great rishis and the munis. Do the karmas that will protect our dharma, uplift our dharma, not devotees to discard it. को एक बार हे मित्रो सनातन धर्म की जय हो
कहो एक बार हे मित्रों सनातन धर्म की जय हो
करो प्रचार दुनिया में सनातन धर्म की जय हो
करो प्रचार दुनिया में सनातन धर्म की जय हो
ऋषि संतान होने को जो दावा मन में रखते हो ऋषि संतान
होने को जो दावा मन में रखते हो
ना छोड़ो कर्म अपने धर्म की जय हो। बोलो श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। विष्णु भगवान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय 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 सीताराम। Bhajans bring messages to us. Again, we hear these bhajan most of the time. You tend to sing them when you go to a funeral or after death reading and so on. But it's meant for when we are alive. Reminding us of this body which we have, which is the human Manusharir, which is the highest in God's creation of 8,400,000 species of lives. Knowing how difficult this body is to get, one should take advantage and harness it and use it for the purpose for which it was given. What was it for? To serve the Lord and His creation with a guileless heart, that we could elevate ourselves, that when the time comes to leave this mortal coil, moksha, oneness with the Lord, could be achieved. We have to live in this world, but do not get tied up and trapped in materialism, which happens to most of us. Learn to live in the world, but live out of it at the same time. We are householders, we are grihastis. We are not yogis. We have to go to work, you have to pay bills, you have family to see about, and all these things and so on. Nothing is wrong with having the comforts in this world. What is be wrong? When we try to acquire it dishonestly, and when we stay attached to it, and we devote all our time to it, that is the problem. For know it in reality and in reality and in truth, nobody belongs to anyone. Your father is not yours, your mother is not yours, your brother is not yours, your sister is not yours, your husband is not yours, neither your wife. You just come alone and go alone. Hence why devotees take advantage and make that time. Time is something you don't really get, you have time management. You have to learn how to manage time. And all the scriptures stress the importance of Satsangh. We have to make that time to always be in Satsangh, to always help uplifting ourselves, always keep on the pathway of serving the Lord and His creation. And that will keep us along the pathway that we could achieve the goals. You know why? Because it is so sarcastic. We kill ourselves for all the materialism in the world. And one knock on your door, every single thing have to remain here. All the things that you kill yourself for, working hard, honestly, dishonestly, however it was, and you acquire it. As soon as you're dead, they get rid of all that. All them junk, them old people you keep in the house, all the nice things you treasure in your cabinet and things and so on, throw all them old things. We live in a modernized time, and you kill yourself for it. That's why bhajan always tell us, make the time, prioritize Satsangh. This is the place. Kal Yug tell Raja Parikshit, right? Shri Ram said in Ramayana, Pratama Bhakta Santanakara Sangha Dusari Rati Mama Katha Prasanga. The two major steps of devotion to achieving our purpose here. Always get accustomed to liking this holy kind of environment called Satsangh and to listen to Bhagwan praises. For in Kali Yuga again, unlike the other ages, we have the opportunity where we can burn bad karmas and build good ones. And where's the best place to start? The holy environment of Satsangh. Jhute janam gavaya sadhu, jhute janam gavaya o sadhu, jhute janam gavaya, jhute janam
गवाया साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया ओ साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया।
एक पिता के हम सब लड़के, धरती हम रे माता। ओ
एक पिता की हम सब लड़की, धरती हमारी माता।
कुटुंबक बीला संगन साथी, कुटुंबक बीला संगन साथी, काल तंग बजाया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया ओ साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया,
झूठे जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया ओ साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया।
दो दिन तुम पहुनाई जगत में, माया में भर माया, ओ दो दिन तो
बहुनाई जगत में, माया में भर माया।
धन दौलत कुछ काम नु आवे, धन दौलत कुछ काम नु आवे, छूट जाएंगी यह काया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया ओ साधु,
झूठी जन्म गवाया, झूठी जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया ओ साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया।
सत्संग की गंगा बही गए, कोमल जिसका धारा, ओ सत्संग की
गंगा बही है, कोमल जिसका धारा।
करिय स्नान बिमल कर काया, करिय स्नान बिमल कर काया, पापिन पाप कराया साधु, झूठे जन्म गवाया ओ
साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया,
झूठे
जन्म गवाया साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया ओ साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया ओ साधु, झूठी जन्म गवाया।
बोलो श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय। Bhajan bring a lot of messages for us, reminding us that we are here. We just feel life is permanent. I always mention, you see, when you're young, you'll feel you'll never get old. When you're healthy, you'll feel you'll never get sickly. When things going real good, you'll feel it will never go bad. But Brahma has made this world in opposite pairs, and so they can present themselves anytime for anybody. That's why we always have to be on the alert. So Bhagavan Vishnu in Garuda Purana explains to, Garuda himself, allowing us the knowledge by which, through the third eye, we can see the reality in life, right? The reality is that all these things in front of us, it is a mirage. It is make you believe it's real and true. But really and truly, it is not. And most times devotees, some realize it only when you hear the knock on the door, time to go. Then you begin to realize that this world is not real and true. The earlier in your life you could see it, the difference between the real and the unreal, it will prevent us from committing karmas that are detrimental to us and making karmas that can help us to elevate devotees. And that only happens when the third eye is open. That's why again it tells you in Ramayana, Binu Satsangh Vivekana Hoi. The easiest place to get his third eye open is in Satsangh. And you know why we have an advantage here in this mandir? Because we're in Lord Shiva's temple. The more you beg Lord Shiva to help you to get up to achieve it, the faster it has happened through the process of Shankar Bhagavan. So you see, through the knowledge of the Garuda Purana, Bhagavan is showing us this whole universe is based on the logical law of the universe, which is the law of karma, cause and effect. The Lord says he stands like a referee in a football match or an umpire in a cricket match. The Lord will take no side. We are the creators of our destiny. How you make your bed, so you will lie. What you plant, that is what you are going to reap. You can never get anything else besides that if you have to get. And so, devotees, Bhagavan is showing us the whole operation of the 84 lakh yoni, the 8,400,000 species of lives, which are divided into 4 categories called Andaj, Ukmaj, Pindaj, and Astravar. Lives that are born from wombs, mammals, the highest. Lives that come from eggs. Lives that are sweat-borne, microscopic, and otherwise. And the plant kingdom, the highest of them is the human body. And it's due to karma, the soul, devotees, has been moving from body to body, up and down in what you call the karmic ladder. Good will bring good, bad cannot bring good. It's normal and it's understood. You do a good action, you will bring a good result. A bad will not bring good. And that is how the soul, in the process of the transmigration of the soul, which is reincarnation or metapsychosis, the soul has been moving up and down, up and down, up and down in the 8,400,000. But to get a human body, you wouldn't believe, according to the scriptures, how much trouble, how much sacrifice, how much hard work in the stake before you could reach this height. But again, it's just like a ladder. To climb the ladder, to reach the treasure on top, is a little more difficult than if you had to come down, right? And check the fall from the height up there to the ground. It's harder than if you're on the first treasure. So too, although we reach the highest, we can go right down back. Right down back. Remember, Chitra and Gupta document everything we do. And based on that balance of your karmas, that's how a future body is destined. And that is how the soul devotees has been moving. Bhagavan says, Garuda, there are 4 gates to Lord Yamraj: the east, the west, the north, the west, and the... you have the east, you have the south, you have the west, and you have the north. Souls doing good karmas whilst you are blessed with this body go along the east, the west, and the north. Souls that are perverse, that did not take advantage of using this body for the purpose for which it was given, all right? And misusing, ill-using this body, heads down the southern direction where the Vaitarani river is. But what I'm saying is that we are not perfect, that's why we are here. Every one of us do good and we do bad. Nobody's perfect. We do good consciously and unconsciously, and the same thing doing bad. So we don't know which gate we're heading for. But it shows us here, depending on the type of, in order to enter along the pathway of the east, west, and the northern gate, certain karmas again, or actions have to be done with this body. And it's really again to inform us and to help us that we could elevate ourselves. Remember, what you don't do, you can't undo. But again, we can make a little difference. So Bhagavan is saying here, Garuda, man, vachan, karam, suno. Listen again. Hari Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namo Namam Sri Vishnu Adi Devebhyo Namaha. Satrapat पूजन का को नित्यं को महा को दान को ताक्ष को ये हरिओम श्री प्रशन को युतवे को द्वारे को यान्ति को धर्म को संभाम चते तृतीय को पक्षिमे को मार्गो को रतन को मंडप को मंडितत सुधा को रश्मे को सद को पूरन को दीर्घ दीक को हरिओम श्री बीरवीरात जीत है हरिओम इते नाथ को परा को यान्ति को हरिओम साक्षात को परि को चिंतका अन्या को विष्णु का हरिओम श्री भक्ताक्ष को गायत्री को मंत्र को जाप का Shri Vishnu Adi Devi Bhyo Namaha. He said, Garudaji, listen carefully as I tell you again. I did mention to you about the east gate and the west gate and the north gate. But listen again. On the western side now, who travels along the western side? That leads you again along a nice pathway to face Lord Yamaraj. Hari Om. Ay Rawat ko banste hai ko. Hari Om avash ko ratan ke uchai ko. Hari Om Srawa ko banste ke utpan ki hota hai. He said, by this way of the western direction, the soul goes devotees and is self-reliant, all right? Again, in a happy state then in this manner, right? Horses, devotees are there from Uchayvasha, which came again and when the ocean of milk was churned, right? And elephants again from Lord Indra himself and so on. All these are there in this beautiful pathway along the western gate to the city of Lord Yamaraj. Now, who is blessed to go along that pathway? If certain type of karmas are committed whilst you are living in this body. And what type of karmas are that? Isi marme ko, atma ka ko vichar karke ko wale ko, Hari Om sataksha ko ka ko, chintam eko karne wala hai. The person, devotees who contemplate on the good scriptures. You see, Italian Kali Yuga, a person will be like the person who devotees does not know the value of a paras money. Now, what is a paras money? It's an element, if you touch it to iron, it will change iron to gold. But it may look like an ordinary piece of glass or stone. So it's there amongst the gravel, and a person, devotees, whilst walking, who knows it, right? Who knows it, and you see it, you will grab it fast, pick it up. You may have on a clean white kurta and you wipe in it because you want to secure this, knowing what it could do. But also the person who does not know the value of it, he may kick it with his foot and kick it to one side. So to devotees, it happens with us. When you study Sanatan Dharma, when you study Hinduism, how great, how rich, how original it is, devotees. It is that paras money. Knowing the great value of it, you'll give your life for it. Not knowing it, you discard it like the foolish person does not know the value of the paras money. And so you have many people, devotees. Bhagavan put you to born in a certain place, in a certain home, to follow a certain pathway of life, but that ain't good for you. You cannot find God here. Now, again, it tells you in the scriptures. There is a certain day in India, it keeps getting a nice fragrance. But anywhere the deer goes, it gets in the scent. And it keeps looking for where the scent originates from. But anywhere the deer goes, the deer is getting the scent, not realizing the scent is coming from its very own navel. You see it? Where Bhagavan is, if you can't find him in your dharma, you wouldn't find him otherwise. You'll believe you find him. Yeah. So in the same way, those who contemplate on the good scriptures with originality, all right, and so on, and which devotees again is the truth then, Satya. In this manner, they go along that pathway. On the western gate to meet Lord Yamaraj. The person who is devoted to Bhagavan Vishnu, who follow your dharma and offer worship and puja to Bhagavan Vishnu and all his various manifestations and so on, that person stands a good chance of going along the western gateway. Hari Om Narayana Bhakti Kevalam. इसी प्रकार को अन्य भक्त को गायत्री या हरि ओम मंत्र जप को करते हैं. Those who chant the Gayatri mantra helps you to get on that pathway on the western direction to the gate, western gate to Lord Yamaraj. Japing that name and the Gayatri mantra, devotees. Narayana Bhakti Kevalam. कि परहिंसा को, पर को, द्रव्य पर को, निंदा को इनको नहीं को करते हैं. Hari Om. The person who practices ahimsa. What is ahimsa? Thou shalt not hurt another creature. Right? One of the great principles of Bhagavad Gita which Krishna Bhagavan gave to Arjuna. There isn't a higher quality a human could practice than the quality of ahimsa, non-violence in this manner. And that will come in when you begin to practice, when Bhagavan bless you that through the third eye, you could practice Samadarshi. And what is Samadarshi? You'll be able to see that the same God in you is the same God in another creature, not a human alone. The dog and the bird and the elephant and the ants and the snake and every creature, you see God, Bhagavan Krishna's existing in it. Then you will not want to hurt, and that's where the ahimsa will come in, and I've stressed that before. But in order to practice ahimsa, you have to become a vegetarian. You don't have an if and a but. Now, a pure vegetarian is a vegan, right? But we are what you call lacto-vegetarians. We use milk and the byproducts of milk. Okay? We don't have to kill the animal to get that. So ahimsa is one of the great qualities you could practice that will help you to get on this nice pathway on the western gate to Lord Maraj, as it's mentioned here. Hari Om Narayana Bhakti Kevalam. इसी प्रकार को हरि ओम पर द्रव्य वहाँ को निंदा इसको नहीं को करते. हरि ओम श्री वाला अपने को श्रीमे को. हरि ओम श्री आसक्त में सत्व को अग्निहोत्री को वेद पाती की होता है. श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. The one who again turns away from the wealth of others. You don't let people belongings burn your eye. Krishna Bhagwan, when they had issue with Duryodhana and them, didn't want to give back the kingdom, all right, to the Pandava brothers. That's how the Mahabharata war came in. Krishna Bhagwan said, another person's possession should be looked upon as a deadly poison, that not even in dreams should you think of acquiring it. Right? A person who does not look upon others' wealth and their progress and their prosperity and all these things and so on. You see somebody with Bhagwan, bless them, let them have more. Bless them, let them have more. But I am contented. There is no happiness greater than when you could practice santosham. And what is santosham? To be a contented person in life. It has no happiness, devotees, greater than that. So that person, devotees, again, those who are faithful to their spouse, devotees, go along that pathway of the western gate also. Narayana Bhakti Kevalam Agnihotra. Those who maintain again household fires. What is the household fires? Now when you're cooking, that's the havan. Earlier I was telling a few of them here. I remember Lalan's father, the late Pandit Ganesh. He had a fire 24/7, 365 lighting. 24/7, 365. That havan continues to be lighting. Yeah. Big junka mango wood and so on there. But he had that going. Those who maintain the household fires, as is mentioned here. Those who repeat the Vedas, devotees, our scriptures. You know, one of the 5 yajnas we're supposed to do every day is read a little scripture and elevate ourselves. All the scriptures in English, right? Through this media, you could get anything you want now, any type of information. Educate and uplift yourself. We are supposed to do that. When you know, you can make a difference from if you didn't know. You understand? And that's why we're supposed to move out from ignorance to knowledge. Hari Om Narayana Bhakti Kevalam. Those who practice celibacy, right? Loha ko pash. Hari Om Sri Pashan ko Kanchit ko. Jinki ko saman ko aisa ko sannyasi ko gyan vairag ko sarpash sabko ko प्रीतियों का को हित में करने वाले शिव को विष्णु भगवान व्रत करते वाला है. श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. You see, a young person supposed to practice celibacy, right, until you reach the stage of grihasti, householder life, right? A young person is supposed to maintain that. Supposed to be both with a boy and girl, right? But boss or a girl should be more fully conscious of herself. And you maintain that state of celibacy until you're ready to enter the marriage life. And why you think devotees, you don't see much 3 days wedding again? A 3 days wedding with kanya dan and so on only becomes effective if that girl is a virgin. Other than that is a show. It becomes a show. And that's why you see most of the time it's a simple Jaimal wedding that is done. Unless somebody may practice that celibacy and hold up to the sanctity of it. Okay? Even boys too, it should be, eh? Again, a person devotees who, like forest dwellers and so on. We don't mention that forest dwellers in the sense that they will go to the forest and live to keep away from the material life. So they could be, devoting themselves in penance and austerity and all these things and so on, like great yogis, ascetics, and saints and sages and so on, as used to be long ago. They also go on that pathway. The person devotee is devoted to the feet of Bhagavan Shankar, Shri Hari Bhagavan Vishnu, right? Well, all of us, somewhere or the other, we just involve ourselves in worship, We see God in His various manifestations. The Lord don't have a form, and yet the Lord could take form. The Lord don't have gender, and yet the Lord can take gender. And that's why you have two aspects of Bhagavan called Nirgun and Sargun. Nirgun is the abstract form of the Lord. Sargun is the manifested form. Bhagavan don't have a gender. The Lord is neither male nor female. Yet that's why we offer praises to the Lord as we address the Lord. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva. Oh God, you are our mother and our father, not father alone. All right? Those who devote themselves, devotees to Bhagavan, Sri Hari, Shiva Baba, and so on. And those intent upon renunciation, that means to say, really we should try to practice, This material world is really for when you're young, but as you're growing older, you're supposed to start to sift out, giving up then. Giving up the materialism as renunciation and getting closer on the spiritual side. He Bhagavan Vatsalam Mama Pujitam, isi prakar ko, ज्ञान को वैराग को सपत प्रे को प्राणियों का को हित करने वाले शिव विष्णु भगवान को व्रत करते वाला की होता है. That person again, devotees, who it tells you here, look upon gold and stone as the same. Right? You look upon gold and a stone as the same. It don't bother you. Although one is so valuable and the other might have no value, to you, it's just normal. That ain't bothering you. Right? It doesn't bother you in life. You see, Lakshman tell Guha that in Ramayana, The only time a yogi is considered fully awakened from the night of dream, of sleep and dream, is when you develop an aversion for materialism. You really have to develop that aversion for materialism. Although we live in this world, that's what I tell you, we have to learn to live in it, but live out of it at the same time. And again, let me stress, little do you realize, the more you have is the more trouble for you. Think how much time in our lives we just spend behind materialism. We know that, yes. You have a home, you must care for it, you must clean it, this, that, all them thing and so on. But you tell me that when you don't have nothing to do home, anytime you're home, it always has something to do. You always decide to clean or this or that or something to fix or what, you always have work home. You know when you don't have any work? When you come out any money here. For the little hour or 2 hours, once you're home, there's always something to do. And how much of it we devote to that materialism. And again, what will happen one day? Koi na le jai dhan ban ke ghatariya. Everything will remain right here and you're gone. Right? And Bhagavan tells you, look, I'll give you this whole human life. And you couldn't find time to devote to me. All them things you devote to before, you spend all your life in it. Is it a wrong to help you? No. It's only your good karmas that will help you. And the bad ones you make will depend on what will the outcome of it. Hari Om, Shiva Vishnu Bhagwan ko vrat karne wala ki hota hai. Those who practice again vrat to Bhagwan Vishnu, Bhagwan Shankar. What is the vrat? Like Shivratri, you have to fast. All right? Devotees, like for those again who practice that fast and so on, and vrat for Bhagwan, like Satnarayan, Vrat Katha, you have to fast to perform the puja. Okay? Those who could make that type of sacrifice and observe the necessary disciplines, such person are eligible to go to Lord Yamraj on the western side. Hari Om Narayan Bhakti Kevalam Mama Pujitam. O Hari Om Sapin ko karte wali tin ko, Rino ke ko, Hari Om Sri विनुमुक्त को पंच यज्ञ में कोरत को पितरों को का को श्रार करने वाले को समय एक संध्या में उपासक की होता है. Those who seek the welfare of my creation, favor and disfavor, you seek the welfare of the Lord's creation. In other words, you do good to one and all. They tell you it's a serious sin if you're in a position to help, and the situation arises where there's need in that respect, and you could do it and you didn't help, you commit a sin, right? Because you're in a position where you could have assisted and you did not. We commit sins by that. Seeking the welfare of the Lord's creation, animate and inanimate, both alive and both devotees not alive. Not alive, well, how you call it, the Lord's natural creation upon this earth, right? We have to care for it, our environment and all these things and so on. The person who keeps that vow, devotees to Shankar Bhagwan, Vishnu Bhagwan and other divinities, Pitaro ka asrar karne wala hai, those who again perform the rites to the Pitras. Every year we have a 2-week period called Pitra Paksha. We are supposed devotees to observe that. To me, it's the most important period in the whole Hindu calendar. Those who observe worship to the Pitras will go along that western gate. इसी प्रकार के हरिओम पर को संध्या में एक उपासक की होता है. Those devotees who do sandhya. What is sandhya? In the morning when you get up. We have a routine really, if you check it out. Sometimes we don't practice it to the extent, but it's good to know it. Normally, before when you open your eyes, the first thing you do, while you're sleeping on a bed, long time people used to be on the ground, you touch the ground to your forehead, Jai Dharti Mata. When you get up, you're supposed to look at your hands and so on, you have Lakshmi Mata there. At least all right. When you come outside, you bow to the east, to the sun. Okay? When you cleanse yourself and so on, you're supposed to take a bath. Offer your little Bhagavan, Suryanarayan Swami Jal, Lord Shiva Jal, Tulsi Mata and so on, and who else you wish to again. And then devotees, you prepare, if you have to go to work and so on, for your job. So that morning is called Sandhya. You might be occupied during the time of lunch, but at least evening time when you come home, you're supposed to pray too. And Sandhya is for seeking forgiveness for the wrongs that we have done during the course of the day. How much creatures we hurt, not only humans alone, how much wrongs we did, how much negativities and so on. You beg forgiveness and you beg the Lord for a pleasant night to see next morning. So those who practice Sandhya, devotees, go along that pathway. Narayana Bhakti Kevalam, isi prakar ko Panchako ki yajna karte hai. The 5 yajnas, as I tell you, those who practice them. One, we're supposed to pay homage to the ancestors. And do you know a simple way to do that? When you get up, you face the south and bow to Lord Yamraj and the Pitras. Then after you cleanse yourself and so on, and you do your devotion in your prayer room or your little prayer corner that you have, We are supposed to read that one little scripture at least every day to elevate ourselves. And we are supposed to feed a human every day and a dumb creature. We don't get, you see, that's why we might get the opportunity every day to do that. So that's why long ago, our forefathers, they will save up their little change, you know, in those days. And when they figure they have, well, all right, they will call their pandit and do their puja, invite the whole village and all these things and so on, cook and feed the people. For there is no gift greater than the gift of food. They take devotees' joy in cooking and feeding. Long ago, so many days to feed. We do it today too, we do it today. But again, these 5 Mahayagyas, sacrifices then. Narayana Bhakti Kevalam, O Siddhi, Ki Aisa Purush Pe Hariom, Yapasara ko Ganuka ko Sahita ko, Biman, Mai ko Baitha Amrit ko Pan Karte Hua, इसी प्रकार को धर्मराज को मंदिर से को जाते हैं वे पक्षिन को द्वारके को प्रवेश कर को हरिओम श्री धर्मराज को सभा में को आदर की होता है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. The person again devotees, it says here, who again devotees perform last Sunday, as I mentioned, Shraddha for the Pitras, who keep away from the wicked company. It's a simple thing. If you're lying with a thief, the habits of a thief going to rub off with you. If you're lying with a fellow who on drugs, it's going to rub off on you. If you're keeping the company devotees of people who like to hurt animals, you're going to practice the same thing. But if you're keeping the company of the good will rub off with you. And that's why it's always important. That's why Satsangh is so important. This holy environment, you could never go wrong in it. We are supposed to, at least your children, you get them involved in this holy environment that it could prevent them from doing wrong by, and again, committing ill karmas that will become detrimental to them later in life. Because you have to answer for all that we do. All of us, we have to answer for it. We don't get away. We have to face the Lord of Justice, who is Lord Maraj. 4 gates to that city. We learn of the east, the north, and this is the west we are talking about. So, which is again is a happy pathway to head along on that western aspect to Lord Maraj. On that pathway, it tells you here that people who are devoted to doing good with this body, whilst God bless you with it, definitely karmas do go unnoticed, right? You might help somebody and you see no reward for it here, but that mark wrong for you a day. It will put wrong for you. Sometime in your whole life you might do good karmas and you'll get no benefits out of it. You might even get some pressure. But again, that awaits you, and that's when you're born back, you're just born back with the gold spoon. The same is if you're doing bad all the time. It can't bring good. It cannot bring good. And that's why it's important that we hear all these kathas to help to better ourselves. Knowing that these things are good to do to help us on a better pathway to Lord Maraj. If we were not in it, it's good to get on the pathway. If we are on it, devote again a little more effort towards it in this way. It's going to help us. Right? They send the best of chariots along that pathway, accompanied by Lord, the Dutas and them. Dharmraj ko dekha ko satkar ko, हरिओम करता हुआ उठने को खड़ा हो उसमें को हरिओम समक्ष को जाता है. He said, Lord Maraj, on seeing them come in, Lord Maraj has rise from his seat to welcome you. That is the kind of reception you get. Even the Lord of Justice rises to welcome you. Those who practice these type of qualities that are mentioned in this manner. And devotees coming forward welcome these souls in this way who practice these positive qualities that are spoken about. Hari Om Sankha Chakra Gadas Hari Om Sangha ko Sahit चतुर्भुज को, पुण्य को, कर्म को, हरिओम श्री संलग्न को, मित्रवत को, आचरण को करते हैं. श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. Then assuming the form devotees, assuming there's 4 arms it says here, with the Sankh in one hand, the chakra in the other, the Gada which is the mace, and a sword devotees, he speaks devotees and acts very kindly towards those souls that come along the western gate. You just tell you, same girl Purana tell you, it's how one of the gates when you're going down. When the soul had to face Lord Yamraj, you just tremble with fear to face him. Look at here how the Lord's welcoming you. Lord Yamraj. That's why salt is always offered in a siddha to the Brahmana. It has removed the fear from the soul devotees. All right? Hari Om. Singhasan ko deta hai, namaskar ko karte ki hota hai. He offers the souls who perform these type of karmas, devotees, his own seat to sit on. Think about it. Krishna Bhagavan calls Sudama and put him on his seat. Lord Yamraj, the Lord of Justice, people who are doing good with this body, he offers them his very own throne that they could sit on. Just think about it. Bows to them, adores them, devotees. Isi prakar ko pad means washes their feet. Right? He washed their feet, devotees. Chandan adi se pujan karte ki hota hai. Put chandan for them, mala for them, arti kari them. You see? People who live along this good pathway of life, who do good karmas with this body. Remember again, what you don't do, you cannot do it. Man's greatest treasure is how much time we have remaining, nobody knows. I remember what I said before, when we're healthy, we just feel we'll never get sick. When you're young, you just feel you'll never get old. Right? When you see something happen to somebody, you tell yourself, that can't happen to me. This Kali Yuga is the age where the impossible will become possible and the unexpected is to be expected anytime. This is Kali Yuga Mahima. So the greatest treasure man has is how much time remaining in our life. And how much time remaining? Nobody knows. Watch how fast you're getting old these days. Look how quickly people getting old these days. You can remember just the other day you're born, I was a little child running about the place. And you don't cross 50, going to 60, 70, and that's what's going on. It's happening with all of us. The wheel of time will spin faster. That's why you see the shadow show of Santa Claus, because Christmas nearing just now. And we just started the new year. In Kali Yuga, the wheel of time will spin faster. In Kali Yuga, people's age span will start to diminish. It'll keep dropping, until it would reach the maximum age for a human in Kali Yuga. Will be 30 years, dropping down to 20 years. You'll be a very old person ready to die. We're still good at this time. Take advantage of the self-medical issues and so on, and you could prolong life a bit too. But use the body. What is the sense you're really prolonging and you're doing good with it? Think about it. Huh? Whilst God bless you and you're blessed with health and strength and resources, you could use it and do good. And it's the good devotees that will help us hereafter. Okay? Narayana bhakti kevalam charan kamale bhyo namo namaha. इसी प्रकार हरि ओम श्री ज्ञानी को जनोका को नमस्कार करो को इसमें को मंडप के को भेदका को ब्रह्मलोक में को जाएगा है. And dear devotees, again, he said, Lord Yamraj salutes those souls who haven't done good actions and come along the western gateway. He salutes them with deep reverence, devotees. All right? And those again who are departing devotees, and tells them who departs from that Yamlok, they go straight to Brahmalok. You get to uplift and you go up to Brahmalok, one of the upper regions there. You move up then in this way. Narayana bhakti kevalam. इसको मंडल में को भेद कर को ब्रह्मलोक को जाएगा. बुद्धिमानों को श्रेष्ठ के को नरक नरको भी रूबे को आपको लोगों का के सुख के को देने वाला को पुण्य को के हरिओम देवत्वा को प्राप्त किया है. श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. भगवान विष्णु is saying again, a person devotees can avoid the pains of the hellish region, right? And that is obtained, devotees, by the type of merits that you acquire whilst you are blessed with this body. Right? You do good, you get good. You do bad, you can't get good. Right? The privileges that in this Kali Yuga, that's why again, let's go back to Bhagavad. Why did Raja Parikshit allow Kali Yuga that he may continue to exist? Because Kali Yuga tell him, this age you have a privilege. And the privilege is you could burn bad karmas. Right? You could burn bad karmas. And whilst you're burning, you see, the third eye will start to open and you'll be able to do good. When Narad saw that in Satnarayan Brat Katha, that a human brings over unreaped karmas, both good and bad, but due to the bad we suffer here, Bhagwan Vishnu tell him, when he went to ask the Lord, by the performance of the Satyanarayan Brat Katha, ill karmas can be burnt. By doing so, you will build good ones that can elevate you to a point where the soul can get moksha, oneness with the Lord. So we have privileges, right? Krishna Bhagavan in the Bhagavad Gita tells you, if you study this Bhagavad Gita, but not just reading it, devotees, and perusing it or studying it, you have to do what it tells you to do. And anybody who devotes themselves to the practice of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Gita has the power to burn sins. And by doing so, help you to build good karmas. In the Mahatma it tells you, some of the worst sins it have is like killing a holy Brahmana, killing a cow, killing a lady, killing a young infant child. And if a person may have committed such a sin, and he decides, and remorse comes in his heart, and he decides he really wants to change, and he begins to study this Gita and carry out the teachings of the Gita, even such sins can be forgiven. Right? Eating the remnants of a yagya does burn your sins. What is the remnants of the yagya? When the panchamrit is passed, when you bathe devotees, the sarigram, even the arti that is waved along, you take it over you. The prasad that is offered to Bhagavan Vishnu, even the food that is prepared, but it has to be prepared clean, nobody should jutai it. It has to be offered to Krishna Bhagavan. That food does come like prasad itself. Partaking of it, all these can burn our bad karmas. Satsangh ki ganga bahi hai komala jiska dhara, kariya sanana bimala karakaya, papina papa karaya. Where's pap? Pap is sins. The holy environment of satsang, by regularly bathing in it, by being present and through the cup of the air, it can burn away sins accumulated by us. You see how much privilege we have? If you want to go on the east, the north or the western gate, other than that, we head along the south, right? So when he continues to say to us again, Hari Om Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namam. They attain the state of divinity, the state of happiness. Hari Om Joko आपअप्य को मनुष्य को शरीर को धारण कर नेत्य को का साधन को नहीं कर को नरक में को जाता है श्री विष्णु आदि देवेभ्यो नमः. He says, devotees, the person who having attained this human body, all right, which is so difficult to get. I don't think we just really understand that, you know. We don't understand it. Kakbusun tells Garuda, when lower creatures look at us humans, a tear does drop from their eyes, and a silent prayer is uttered from their heart. Lord, when will you bless me with this human body? When, Prabhu, when? They beg for it and they can't get it. Right? Bhagwan Shri Ram and Ramayana says, very rare. When I look down in this sansar, this Bhausagar, on this earth where the Lord's creature exists, and I see the soul, which was in the human, now drop down to a level down there, and evolving, beating out karmas by taking various bodies. And again, we read that chapter. What type of sin will cause you to born in what type of body? Right? What type of sin will cause you to born back in what body? And because of this sin, you have to born in that body. So you take birth in that body, right? You live in it life, and you will leave it death. For the other sin, you have to born in the next body. So birth, life, death. For that other sin, you have to born in that body. Take it birth, live in it life, leave it death. And that's how you have the cycles of births and death, which is reincarnation or the transmigration of the soul, or metapsychosis in Hindi you call it. This avagaman, the going and the coming of the soul. Shri Ram says, from his own lips to the people of Ayodhya, very rare when I look down in this Bhausagar, and I see the soul suffering, beaten out bodies again and again and again. Mercy has come in my heart, and I decide to give the soul a human body once more. So now the remnant karmas, right, will combine with the parents' karma you're going to born from. Nobody born by guess or coincidence. Due to the remnant karmas you have here, you're going to be born from this particular mother and father, in a particular house, in a particular street, in a particular village or town and country at large. Nobody is not born by guess or coincidence. Through the issue of union between male and female and seminal fluid, the human body becomes pregnant. That is how it happens. Life does not begin at birth, but at conception, and with the development of the fetus in the mother's womb, in 7 months of pregnancy, the fetus is fully conscious. It turns in a bow-like position like this. And the philosophers tell us you must be begging the Lord to remove you from this suffering inside the mother's womb. Bhagwan does appear to remind us, I'm giving you a chance to come back as a human, you know. You know what privilege you have with this human body that I've given you? You stand right on the gateway to meeting me, to coming to me, that you wouldn't have to born back again. Right? But it will only happen if you practice sadhana. Because this body is not ordinary. It has chakras or kundalinis, points of awakening. And with yogic practice, you are able to awaken them and begin to lift it. At least get your third eye open. The yogis go further and they bring it up here. And they communicate with the Lord in that abstract state called Maha Samadhi. Again, that will happen in Satsangh. You're right, just open the door and you have me waiting for you here. But depends on how you will use this body when you're born here. Right? You know what we say? Lord, you don't worry. I give you my word. You let me born and I will devote myself to you from birth to death. 9 months, calendar months or 10 lunar months with the propulsion of when the baby is born. With the pains experienced at birth, the baby forgets. And if you don't have the type of parents to help you, you're in trouble. The blind going to lead the blind. You see it? The baby is bawling, kaha, 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 and everybody looking, how nice the baby looking, and who the baby resembling, the mother or the father, or who again, and this baby all around the place. You know what the baby saying? Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Kaha, kaha, kaha. And you know what's going on, you ignore what happening there with the child. And as I always say, Father, here you have a son. You say, boy, break a seal and let me celebrate. Tulso is saying there. Eh? Let me celebrate by our son, Shakti and Barahi and Feta and all them things and so on. And the poor child bawling down the place. Lord, I promise you, I'll go serve you. Look the man and the lady who had to help me. I am helpless. So if parents are not God conscious, how are you going to help this child? Do you know the first obligation that we have as parents? To get that child on the pathway of God's consciousness. You don't wait when the child finish UE. Then to start to bring the child in the temple. That's the mistake we make. Even from pregnancy, that mother should be in the temple and holy environments, because the type of environment she finds herself in during pregnancy will have an effect on that child when that child is born. Right? So much a commitment. We study how to get this child. I mean, everybody want that for your children too, right? Pass all your exams, yeah, good job. Make plenty money, buy plenty house and motor car, eat, drink, and marry, and how he hang, so he swing. And that is it. And we say that is a very successful person. That's how we measure it. And the true purpose for which we are here, we neglect it. Right? Here Bhagavan Vishnu is saying here, in attaining the highest body, which is a human, which is difficult to get, devotees, what happened? That person will act wisely while you have it. Wisely, I mean. Because you will realize how difficult this body is to get, and you wouldn't want to waste a moment with it in something that will not benefit it. And it's so simple. Parupakara, just serve the Lord and His creation with a guileless heart. Just do good as much as you could with this body. हरिओम नित्य को साधन को नहीं को कर को नरक में को जाता है उसमें को ढीक अन्य कोई को खल में को भी नहीं की है श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. Then you take in this body, ill using it, we get trapped in the web of Maya, materialism. How? The insect, the spider spins its web. God make it like that. The insect see it so beautiful. The insect goes, and the moment it takes one of its legs and touch the web, it gets caught. And then the other, and then the other, and then the other. And what happens to it? It gets devoured by the spider. Without the third eye being open, and without knowing our purpose, we are lured into this material world, which is, do dinatopa hunai jagatame maya me bharmaya, it makes you believe it's real and true. But it's a mirage. The biggest shock comes when you hear a knock on your door. Who is calling or knocking on my door? You say, my name is Jamdut, the messenger of the Lord of Death. On my list, you have to go. You have to go. You say, you're serious? You want to hide below the bed, you want to run, this, that, all. He said, you have to go, you have to go. No matter who you are, your time reached. And now you begin to study. I did no good with this body whilst I had it. Nothing could I carry to remain here. Who want to waste it away after, they will do it. Throw it away, devotees, they will do it. What you valued and treasured and all, they get rid of it and so on. And yet we wasted our life for it. Maya is twofold. One side is ignorance, knowledge, and one side is ignorance. We could have materialism, and we could use it for good purposes through knowledge to build good karmas by doing good with it. On the other side, with ignorance, we could flaunt it, and we commit again karmas that are detrimental to us, that will break us instead of building us. Hari Narayana Bhakti Kevalam Hari Om Aprapta Ko Hari Om Sri दुर्लभ को शरीर को प्राप्त कर को धर्म को साधन नहीं को करता वहाँ इसको अस्तित्व को शरीर में को धनादि को द्वारा धर्म का को संग्रह करते हैं श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. That's what he says again here. Who is more foolish than that person? Having gotten this body so difficult to get right, all its crave, and you come here blessed with it, and you waste it away. you go down to the most dreadful hell, definitely heading now on the other gate, which is the southern gate. I told you when I finish this chapter, I will go back to chapter 4, which deals with, for our own benefit and knowledge, to refresh it back, what type of actions that lead us on the southern gate, which is the dreadful pathway. Okay? Hari Om, Dina Dayalunat. And then devotees, he says here, in this body again, which will come to an end, it will perish, devotees. You know, this human body, if you just leave it on its own, it's just like a dog there on the roadside, you know. How that dog will, the body will decompose, so this body will decompose too. We are all made up of the 5 gross elements, right? And yet still look how much that thing we do on the wrong, the negative side, just for it. Think about it. Okay? That alone is a wise man who realized this. I'm not this body, but I'm the Atma or the soul. And I'm on a mission here. What is the mission? You see, what happens is that life here is like going to a foreign country, but you have to have a visa. Now, the visa will tell you how long you could stay. So you know when the expiry date comes in, you have to move out. This body is the visa that we are traveling in. You know what's the catch? The catch is it do have any expiry date stamp on it. It could finish any time. Hear what the bhajan says. Ut jag musafir bhor bhare ab rain kaha jo sobat hai jo होवत है सो पावत है जो सोवत है सो पावत है उत जाग मुसाफिर भोर भरी न दान भुगत करने अपने आए पापी पाप में चैन कहाँ न दान भुगत करने अपने आए पापी पाप में चैन कहाँ जब पाप की खतरी शीश धरे फिर शीश पकड़ क्यों रोवत है उत जाग मुसाफिर भोर भरी. You see what the bhajan does? Ut means to get up. Jag is to be awakened. We are musafirs, a traveler. We are not here permanently. Not in our purpose. We are lured into this Mayic world and we commit karmas. We commit so much devotees. You can't carry it in a little bag or a handbag or so on. You have to pull it up in a ghatari, which means a jaji bundle. And I can't carry yours and you can't carry mine. And this becomes the weight on our head. They feel the neck want to go around the shoulder. See? Lured into the Mayic world. The earlier we could realize it is the better. Prevent committing ill karmas that are detrimental to us devotees. Therefore, again, should one follow that path of righteousness, and that good karmas will be accumulated with every effort. Every ingoing and outgoing breath, we should think of only doing good to the Lord and His creation. One of the great things in Kali Yuga, according to Kali Yuga Mahima in Ramayana, if you have bad thoughts in your head, ill thinking then, it will not count in Kali Yuga. Right? You will not count, is the action will count. But how a man thinketh, so he will become it. So if you're thinking about bad, then it will lead you to do bad. So you try to avoid that also. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha इसलिए कोरे को प्रहरियों श्री प्रतन को द्वारा को धर्म की संग्रह कर को वहाँ वस्तुओं में को हरिओम श्री सन्निबद्ध को पुण्य को स्थान में को जाता है श्री विष्णु आदि देवेभ्यो नमः. Go again, it tells you here that person knowing the great value of this body will make every effort, devotees. Here again, Vishnu Bhagavan is advising go to you to the holy devotees' places, which abounds, right, with all types of devotees of activities that will help you to elevate yourself. And again, that is in satsang, puja, kirtan, katha. Anywhere you have good prevailing, try to associate with those involved in it and those type of environments. The having devotees, hearing the words of the King of Justice devotees, what happened? And being saluted devotees, what happened? They leave that assembly after being honored devotees by the mortals and extolled again, it says here, by the leaders of the sages themselves. They go to the highest part devotees, which is Brahmalok itself. You move up the ladder in this manner. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Sadhan Maha ko Dhani ko Sarvagyo Sabko Sasrume ko Hari Om Shri Nishan ko और को भी हरि ओम फिर को आत्मा को विचार से को पर को परम को गति में को जाता है हे गरुड़ या संबंधी को जो को तुमने को प्रश्न किया है वहां मैंने कहा इसमें को कोई को भक्तिमान सुनो को धर्म का को सभा में को जाता है विष्णु भगवान की जय. Bhagavan Vishnu devotees is explaining again to Garuda, using him as a medium, okay, that we could get this knowledge today, devotees. So those with good actions committed, and here some that are mentioned, by using the body for it, it can help you to get along on that western pathway where you are honored by the Lord of Justice himself, and you get the opportunity to rise to the upper regions, okay? And after devotees, you spend time there, you just come back, but you're born back again as a better human. You're not born by guess. You could watch some people and you know just come from heaven. And you go watch the next one and you know he come direct from hell. You just see it in them from small self. You will know it, right? The traits remain devotees. Having spent there again, it tells you here, right? What happened? They again, as a result of their merits, devotees, they born back again as holy human beings in this human birth. Now you do not born by guess or coincidence in a home where righteousness is practiced. Remember that. Right? Somebody may born in a home and no opportunity for that is there. But you're born in a home where again, that home is that the practice righteousness in that home is your karmas will send you there. So you can help build on it to elevate to get the moksha. On the other side, you could throw away the opportunity. Like the Paras money. Like the Paras money. So this is where as parents we have to keep reminding children, you know, if we don't practice the pathway of dharma, what will they have to follow? Nothing. And that's why in today's world that we live in, the mandirs become the center point for it. That's why we have to get the children involved in the temples. Do not wait for when they don't finish UV, then you want to bring them. They may come in. They will not come at that time. Few might come. But if you bring them, devotees, as I said, the mother being in a state of pregnancy in this holy environment, when the child born, you know, someone when the child born, you don't see them again at all. The child will run about, I mentioned that. The child will cry a little bit. You could take the child and walk outside, all right? And the child will grow up in the environment, making friends with these murtis and so on, and when you get a catch hold of that, you can't take it away from them. That is priority, you know, getting the child on the pathway of God's consciousness, and while the child is unable, you help the child until the child reaches a point that the child could carry on for him or herself. That is where we're supposed to do it. And so devotees, by your own good conduct, you could elevate or you could degrade, right down. All about again the abode of Yam has been related to you. Garuda, Bhagavan Vishnu says, and the man who hears, koi bhakti man suno hoy, who listened to this chapter of the, which is chapter 15 of the Garuda Purana, the man who hears it with devotion in his heart, he goes, right? Dharam Raj ko sabha mein jata ki hota hai. You go to the assembly of the King of Justice through the Western Gate. You see it? So that the blessed privilege is listening to it also. Iti Shri Garuda Purane Saro Hariyam Sarodvare ko Ekadash ko Dina ko Vidhi ko Narupanam Nama ko Shri Chatur ko Dashwadhyaye Samapti. प्रेम से बोलिए श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय। बोलो श्री वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, विष्णु भगवान की जय। So this has brought us to the end of the 15th chapter of the Shri Garuda Purana. And I told you when we finish it, I want to go back to chapter 4 that deals with the type of actions that lead one on the southern gate. On the southern gate is where you have the river Vaitarani, and where souls really suffer, devotees and so on in this way. And you have the bilk silk cotton tree and thing there. All these things are written there. So again, it's not to bring fear in our heart, but it is to enlighten us, right? That others to listening could also prevent doing these type of actions that will cause us to suffer instead of bettering ourselves. So, Bolo Shri Vishnu Bhagavan Ki Jai. So, devotees, tonight we have been blessed with this opportunity to be in this mandir of Shankar Bhagavan and join in the holy environment of Satsangh as we peruse one of the 18 Purans once more, the Shri Garuda Purana, and which devotees is so important, so much knowledge is embedded in it, allowing us the knowledge to know how we should live in this world, because we'll have to leave it one day, and everything is dependent on the logical law, which is the law of karma. Doing good is what will help us, doing bad will not. So we say thanks very much tonight again for our Shruta, Mr. Ramesh Ramlal, who did puja tonight. He took the opportunity to do puja, and on Saturday coming, Ramlal will be celebrating his 70th birthday. Right? So he's inviting everyone. We'll have a puja in the evening, right, from about 5. And then we'll have Ramayana Katha. He wants that. He has that wish on Saturday. So he extends his invitation to one and all. He's the now in the mandir and devotees. God bless him. He really does a marvelous work. Very friendly, very humble, very down to earth. He's a retired forest ranger, very qualified individual. You've seen him there. But it's so humble, simple, and down to earth. And that again, he get to realize the importance of using his retirement along this path of Dharma. That is what is going to help him. So we say thanks to him, and we look forward to seeing you on Saturday evening. We thanks very much to my godchild, Donna, right, Pari, her maiden surname, in fact, as she contributed all the issues tonight, I believe. Okay, in terms of devotees, the food and the parasad and so on. Sponsored by Mr. and Mrs. Davis Parry on behalf of their daughter, her belated birthday devotees. So I'm sure Donna probably is listening or looking on with us. We want to extend to her happy belated birthday, which was yesterday. And that's very thoughtful of you to give thanks to the Lord for yet another year upon this earth. Thanks again for using the good opportunity to sponsor the parasad and the food tonight. We thank Ajay devotees and Mukesh for preparing parasad and the bhojan by members of the ladies group. So please remember that, okay? Next week, Thursday, Satsangh. Lalan doing that? Okay. We thank Lalan for that. And remember, we were supposed to have a Ramlila meeting, but we did not. And we want to extend invitation. On Tuesday, coming the 7th, we'll be having our Ramlila meeting. Ramlila is coming up. We are making all preparations. This is the 36th year of Ramlila on the grounds of the Sangrani Hindu School. So at 6:30 on Tuesday evening, we will be having our Ramlila meeting. Remember, our Bhajan Satsangh Sangam is on next week, Sunday the 12th, from 10 in the morning to 6. And a beautiful day to spend in a nice environment of devotees in the mandir. Meals will be served and other snacks and so on. It's only $50 to sponsor bhajan. Okay, all the proceeds go to the upliftment and the upkeep of the mandir. Please remember that. You can also do online service if you want to. Technology these days, right? So please be reminded of this. Very, very important. We look forward to your continued support. Next month, from the 14th of August to the 23rd of August, the temple will be hosted its annual yagya, and we'll have a 9-night Ramayana yagya. So keep this in mind, check your schedule of activities, and you will be abreast with us. Bolo Shri Radha Var Krishna Chandra Ki Jai. Let us stand, please, now as we join in Arati, and we ask our devotee who did puja to commence the Arati. Hari Om. Yani kani chapa pani janamantar kretani tha tani tani vinashanti pradakshina pari pari deepanam. Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhaktajano ke sankat Bhaktajano ke sankat Chande dur kare Om Jai Jagadish Hare
से मन का
स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का सुख संपत्ति घर आवे सुख संपत्ति घर आवे कष्ट के करता ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण गहु स्वामी शरण गहु मैं किसकी तुम बिन और दो जा तुम बिन और दो जा आश करो मैं किसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम पूर्ण परमात्मा हो तुम अंतर्यामी सबके स्वामी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम करुणा के सागर तुम पालन करता ओ स्वामी तुम पालन करता मैं मूरख फल कामी मूरख फल कामी कृपा करो भरता ओ जय जगदीश हरे तुम हो के अवोगर सबके प्राणपति ओ स्वामी सबके प्राणपति इस विधि मिलो दया में इस विधि मिलो दया में और तुमको मैं तुमकी ओ जय जगदीश हरे दीन बंधु दुख हरता तुम रक्षक मेरे स्वामी तुम रक्षक मेरे अपने हाथ उठाओ अपने हाथ उठाओ द्वार परा तेरे ओ जय जगदीश हरे विषय विकार मिटाओ पाप हरो देवा स्वामी पाप हरो देवा Bhagavan ki jai. We humble ourselves in prayerful submission. Lord, thanks very much once more for these moments that we have had in this holy environment of Satsangh. We beg of you, Prabhu, shower thy divine grace upon us. Shower thy mercy upon us. You see, three important words when you offer in prayer. Daya karo, Lord, have mercy upon us. Kshama means to forgive. Forgive us for wrongs, so we keep doing wrongs consciously, unconsciously. And Raksha, please save, guide and protect us, we beg. Om Shantakaram Bhujagashayam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagasadrisham Meghavarnam Subhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanam Yogi Viridhyanagamyam Vande Vishnu Bhavaiharam Sarvalokaekanatham Om Tvameva Mata
Chapita Tvameva
Tvameva Vando
Chandasaka Tvameva
Tvameva Vidya
Dravinam Tvameva
Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Om Shanti 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 Hari Om प्रेम से बोलिए श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय सीतापति रामचंद्र की जय पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय गुरु रामानंद स्वामी की जय आर शक्ति जगदम्बे माता की जय वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय प्रेम से बोलिए सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय सर्वदेवी सर्वदेवता की जय साधु गुरु के दंडवत जय 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 सीताराम। आपकी आसन लीजिए, काइंडली टेक योर सीट्स। Please, after receiving your arti, your prasad, meals are prepared again. Courtesy, Mr. and Mrs. David Sparry, on behalf of their daughter Donna, my godchild, who celebrated her birthday yesterday. Happy belated birthday to her. She's not here, but virtually, if you want to chant a line or two, a happy birthday. Belated from members of the Sanagar Hindu Mandir.
We would like to take this opportunity to wish Donna, who is looking on, I'm sure, a very happy birthday. May God bless you richly. May all your desires be fulfilled. And may you live to see many more. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. May Lord Rama bless you. May Lord Rama bless you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. May God bless you richly, Donna. Thank you.